And quarterbacks for this year from Congress to the White House and beyond. Our Fox 5 Steve Shinavy joins us now to talk about what the grading was for this year. Take a look.
All right, we're talking grades for 2023 when it comes to our elected leaders, and then a couple of other things. We're going to talk now about presidential hopefuls, and we're going to focus on the GOP right now because we know where Democrats are going with this, with President Biden obviously going for a second term. When it comes to GOP hopefuls, though, where do we stand? Yasmin, we'll start with you.
Well, I think there's only one hopeful who seems to have a path to victory on the Republican side, and that is former President Donald Trump, who gets, if I could give him below an F, I would be happy to do so, but he gets a solid F. You know, he's someone who's saying he wants to be a dictator for a day. I don't trust him at that. I think he wants to be a dictator for much longer than that. He's using incredibly dangerous rhetoric about immigrants, the kind of rhetoric that, leaders have used in World War II and other moments in our history. And he is just getting more and more extreme and honestly more unhinged. And there's a whole bunch of other people running for second place. And we all know it's sycophant after sycophant trying to just make sure that Donald Trump doesn't get too angry at them. And many of them seem more moderate than Donald Trump, but they have become just as extreme. So I give the whole slate of Republican candidates a solid F.
Okay, well, you can't get any lower than that, Gabriella. We've had a number of debates, and some people say, yes, the debates may be for second place. We still have a few months to see where this all sorts out. But as of what we know now, how do you grade the GOP hopefuls?
I would say I would give a split between a B and a B minus in terms of it. A lot of the challengers are trying to do the good college try. It's going to be extremely hard for a lot of them to break out. Some candidates are surging, like Nikki Haley. Ron DeSantis had a little bit of a surge, but it's all out in the open. But as of right now, of course, former President Trump does have the advantage and actually weaponizing certain institutions against him. Whether you like him or not, it's starting to backfire. This most recent initiative or most recent effort in Colorado, it's actually going to help him. Democrats don't know what they're trying to do there. So you're actually making him a lot more popular, even though people are kind of mixed about him personally. So B minus.
All right, last thing we want to talk about is the economy. And I know that this is something where, I mean, if we talked about this a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, maybe it was a different grade than what it is today. But Yasmin, we'll start with you. How do you grade the economy as of now, the end of 2023?
Yeah, I think I would give it an A minus. And I think what's tricky about talking about the economy is all the metrics of how our economy is doing. We're on a healthy, positive trajectory. Like I mentioned before, inflation was up at above 9% last year. We're just above 3% now. All these really key indicators are positive. But the truth is, it's still really tough for folks at the grocery store. Prices are still up. And so while everything is in a healthy, positive direction, we just need some more time to right the ship on our economy. And the contrast between how our economy is doing and how folks are feeling is something that's really front of mind for me in 2024, when I know that President Biden's policies will continue to keep us on that positive track.
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot about the economy during the upcoming campaign. Gabriella, as of now, where do you see it? What do you grade it?
I don't have the same rosy picture of the economy, and I'm not alone. As someone who was freelance full-time for the better part of 7.5 years, and I know people who work in small business, and you look at the different factors, I give it a C minus because the economy is not doing well. People are working multiple jobs, expenses are up, energy bills are up. The labor participation is not as prosperous as what they're documenting, and the president scores really low marks on the economy. And people who are trying to, the reason where I have a little glimmer of hope, it's not the government injecting lots of federal spending into the economy, artificially enhancing it and trying to portray this image that it's really healthy. All the stimulus from the federal government only works for so long, but the little glimmer of hope I have is freelancing and self-employment, because that's certainly untouched right now, but those people are going to be squeezed with regulation as well. So it's not a rosy picture for the economy, and it's obviously shown in the polls too.
All right, C minus from Gabriella there as we wrap things up in 2023. Hopefully we can improve on all these grades in 2024. We'll talk about that next time. Thanks to both of you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas.